What's up everybody, it's DP Connect at DLife HD, and today we're diving into Mafia the Old Country on the Xbox Series X, but it's also on PS5 and PC. This is the hottest new action-adventure game that got everyone buzzing about the Sicilian Mafia. Is this new gritty mob story a cinematic masterpiece or a dated cover shooter? How does it compare to the original trilogy? Is it worth your $50? All these questions and more will be answered, so stick around for my spoiler-free review. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump into the 1900s Sicily. First, let's talk about the gameplay. Mafia the Old Country is a third-person action-adventure game that takes you to the brutal underworld of the 1900s Sicily. You play as Enzo Favaro, a young man escaping a life of slavery in the sulfur mines to rise through the ranks of the Tarossi crime family. A lot of people, when they dive into the Mafia series, expect a more open-world GTA-like game. But unlike Mafia 3, this one mostly sticks to the linear experience and closer to Mafia 1 and 2. Even the driving and horseback riding portions can be skipped. Gameplay mixes cover-based shooting with stealth takedowns and cinematic knife fights. The gunplay feels like a solid Xbox 360 era shooter. It also reminds us a lot of the Uncharted series on the PlayStation, at least the shooting and the set pieces. Horseback shootouts and early automobiles add a Wild West vibe to it, but don't expect groundbreaking mechanics. When you ride the horses, they let you speed up a bit, but that speed is very limited. Driving the cars is also not perfect. They seem kinda slidey for the most part, the knife duels. They're intense at first, but might get a bit repetitive toward the end, with every boss fight ending in a predictable slash fest. It would have been cool if they had mixed it up with the boss fights. Maybe some gunfight, or rely on stealth like they did for the Isabella portions at the end of the game. The stealth is basic. Toss a coin or a bottle to distract, choke a guy out, but it gets the job done. Now let's get to the story. The story is where Mafia the Old Country really shines. It's a cinematic mob drama with top-tier voice acting, especially in the Sicilian language option, which I highly recommend with English subtitles for max immersion. Enzo rise from the sulfur mines to mafioso, has forbidden romance with Isabella, and the betrayals that hit like a gut punch makes this feels like a classic Godfather film. The writing is tight, clocking in about 15 hours for us. It's perfect for gamers who hate bloated 40-hour games. The story will hit you like a bag of rocks and will leave you speechless at the end, pretty much questioning every single thing that you've played up to that point. But the fact that it leaves you questioning your life decisions is probably the sign of an amazing game. If you're like us, you'll be drawing conclusions for days after finishing the game. There's an interesting tidbit at the very end of the game that has me thinking, maybe this game will have some extra story DLC. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Up next is the graphics. The game starts in the mines and it feels a little closed in, that you're not sure what to make of the graphics at this point. But once you get out of the mines and into the living, breathing world of the 1900s Sicily, the atmosphere opens up and is absolutely unreal. From grape stomping workers to period accurate cars that look like they're about to fall apart. You see it all and it makes the whole experience worth discovering and getting lost into the game. It does a great job at capturing the time period, and nothing about the graphics and the scenery takes you out of the moment. The setting is a love letter to Sicily. The sun-drenched vineyards, crumbling ruins, and fictional town of San Celeste, all powered by Unreal Engine 5's jaw-dropping visuals. In terms of performance on the Xbox Series X, the game looks stunning in quality mode 30 FPS, with lumen lighting and nanite geometry, making Sicily pop. Performance mode targets 60 FPS, but can dip into the 40s in busy towns, especially in Chapter 10 La Festa. We had a lot of slowdown and lag in that chapter. I think there was a lot going on, or Unreal 5 is just not optimized enough to run the game smoothly throughout. So our suggestion is to stick with the quality if you've got VRR. Some texture popping and stiff animations bugged me, but nothing game breaking. Lastly, music and sound.
One thing to kill a man.
I'll save it. The dead don't care.
Sound isn't just the background. It's the heartbeat of the 1900s Sicily. Hangar 13 crafts an immersed soundscape that pulls you into Enzo Favara's gritty world. The score composed by BT blends sweeping orchestral arrangements with traditional Sicilian instruments and folk melodies, capturing the era's soul. From bustling markets to quiet coastlines, every location hums with authenticity. Street musicians strums, laborers sing, and the clatter of the horse-drawn carriages echoes through San Celeste alleys. Gunshots pack with a cinematic punch, recorded from real turn-of-the-century firearms, while vintage cars roar with unmuffled engines. With Sicilian voice acting, Mafia the Old Country doesn't just tell a story, it makes you feel it. Conclusion and the final rating. At $50, it's a budget-friendly for a triple title, and the upcoming free ride mode will add bonus missions for replayability. It's not Game Pass Day 1, but it's a steal on CD keys for around $45. So is Mafia the Old Country worth your time? If you're craving a cinematic, story-driven mob game with a killer Sicilian setting, this is a must-play. The gameplay may seem dated to some, and the world could use a bit more interactivity for modern standards, but if you like linear titles from back in 360 and PS3 generations like we do, this is a must-have, and the story will leave you more than satisfied and glad that you got the opportunity to experience it. For all reasons, we're giving Mafia the Old Country a 9 out of 10, and it's absolutely DLife HD approved. So what do you think? Are you grabbing this on Xbox, PS5, or PC? Or waiting for a sale? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these. But most importantly, remember to always stay one up.